Netanyahu is a bad guy. And he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great. We were good. We had a great relationship. Little did we know behind the scenes, there was a lot of pressure toward
ends up
Netanyahu.
being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I'm not interested in this.
Okay,
I love you
know.
guys.
It's weird, the obsession with Israel.
I don't think I'm obsessed with Israel.
The Israelis, Israel,
Israelis, Israel, Israel, Israel,
Israelis, Israel, Israelis, Israel.
There are two forms of mental illness that are unmatched in this day and age. It's not depression or chronic depression. It's not schizophrenia. It's not an anxiety disorder. No. The two most prevalent, most destructive forms of mental illness amongst us today are Trump derangement syndrome and Jew derangement syndrome. Now, I've wrestled with this a little bit, thinking to myself, well, man, Trump derangement syndrome, for the last 8 or so years, 9 years has been intense. It has been daily, constant. It has, it's morphed faces to the point of unrecognizable. Look at Rosie O'Donnell or Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin, kind of always was a strange figure, but you know what I mean? Look what happened to these people because of their TDS. But I gotta be honest with y'all. There is nothing that is even in the ballpark of Jew derangement syndrome. Not only is it ancient, we're going before the time of Christ, right? We're going back to the Pharaoh had Jew derangement syndrome. But the way in which it consumes its host so absolutely,
I never want to fight about Israel, ever. I'm actually pretty moderate on the subject, I think. Always like going there. I know a lot of Israelis always liked
you never
you know
really
what I mean?
talked about it before
wasn't going
October
on
7th.
about,
the internet never forgets my dear friend Taliban Tucker.
It's weird, the obsession with Israel.
I don't think I'm obsessed with Israel.
The Israelis, Israel,
Israel, Israel, Israel, Israel,
Israelis, Israel, Israelis, Israelis, Israel, Israel, Israel,
But wait, there's more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, we're going to get back into that first clip, but I just want to, bring y'all up to speed on why we're back here again. Why Taliban Tucker again? This last Sunday was Charlie's memorial, and it was a beautiful service throughout. Almost. From the early morning worship service, which me and my lady cried through, all the way through to Erica's final forgiveness speech. In all of that, Taliban Tucker Carlson decided to step on that stage and in memory of his alleged close friend. I was doubting even showing this video to y'all. I mean, I know you've probably seen it by now, but I was like, do we even go there? Yeah, we go there. We go there. We have to go there. We have to do this because, again, when you got demons like this running in the midst of us and people are telling us we need to be arm in arm with one another. Oh, conservative man, conservative woman, come together. Let aside your petty differences. No, this is not a petty difference. If this is good and evil, then I will assert that this is the side of evil.
Ultimately, he was a Christian evangelist. And it actually reminds me of my favorite story ever. So it's about 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and Jesus shows up and he starts talking about the people in power, and he starts doing the worst thing that you can do, which is telling the truth about people. And
now, again, you've likely seen this. You've maybe even seen a multitude of breakdowns of it. Again, I didn't jump into it just because it was news. I got into it when I realized, okay, the message is concrete here. Now, I do have time today. Yes, I indeed got time. So it's interesting to me the approach that he takes with the gospel, which he's actually not preaching the gospel here. He's using the story of Yeshua, the Messiah, referred to as rabbi by his Jewish disciples. Just going to park that to the side for right now. He is using the lead up to the crucifixion as, you guessed it, another reason to blame the Jews. Go figure. Sky is blue and water's wet. So it's interesting to me how the messaging is not around what the Pharisees' main gripe was actually about, or at least what we get from the Gospels. And it's not to say that, they weren't mad that this man was usurping power, etc. Absolutely. But it was about heresy. It was about Christ's claims of divinity and godhood, the claim of being God. That's what that was actually about. That was the grand, quote unquote, heresy in their own worldview. Now, they were prideful in it. They were filled with wickedness themselves. And guess what? They actually did happen to be Jews. But you know who else was a Jew? Jesus. Jesus was a Jew. But that will never come up in one of these spells because the clinically undiagnosed mental psychosis that is Jew derangement syndrome does not allow the individual the ability to reason past the Jew. That's why I say it's worse than TDS, honestly. I say it's worse than Trump derangement syndrome because at the very least, not everything is blamed on Trump. Almost everything. But when it comes to the Jew, folks, these people have gone so far, and maybe I have to make a video just for this. I came across a comment yesterday with more than 40,000 likes, just the comment. Some folks can't get 4,000 views on a video. There's 40,000 likes on this comment. This was a comment that read, "I know his wife had a hand in it, but can't prove it." So this was a video of a deranged looking individual. Maybe I should just send this to myself, actually. Send that and send that. This is a video of one of these many videos that are popping up of, I'm talking about straight up leftists saying that Candace Owens is right and Candace is the only person they'll now listen to, etc. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at. Look, you don't believe me? Let me go ahead and pull this up. Because some of y'all think I am cap, as the youngsters say. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Look at that. See that? Now, this comment is a different comment. Even though I'm not conservative, Candace Owens is the only news source I believe at this point. And this is about the conspiracy of who took Charlie's life. According to El Cucu Candice, it's the Jew. Well, technically it's Bibi Netanyahu, and he was mad about Charlie actually changing his views. No, well, yeah, we get it. The Jew. Yeah, we get it. Anyway, look, right there. All right. I know his wife had a hand in it, but can't prove it. 43,000 likes on that joker. Wow. So we're going to get back to this because unsurprisingly enough, when it comes to Taliban Katarlson, and the reason I call him that is because he celebrated the Taliban and their ability to rehabilitate their drug users. I mean, the way that they just clean those guys off of the drugs. I mean, they submit to Allah. Is that so bad? Sharia law, yeah? Yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Hate it, and they just go bonkers. They hate it, and they become obsessed with making him stop. This guy's got to stop talking. We've got to shut this guy up. And I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about what.
Hummus. Bruh said hummus. Really? Gefilte fish? Matzah? Like, bruh. Manna? And some folks out there are like, well, that's not technically an allusion to Jews because, I mean, hummus is eaten by a lot of ethnic groups. Okay. Okay, buddy. All right.
What do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I could just hear him say, I've got an idea. Why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up. That'll fix the problem.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. That demon in him just it can't sit back for 3, 4, 6 minutes. Maybe it will give you a good minute 30, 2 minutes before it just you are at a funeral of a man that you proclaim to be a close friend, close enough to where he invited you to a multitude of different events and things of that nature. A man who was still willing to open the door to you when many had closed it, rightfully so. And what you decide to do in that man's memory is to stand up there to make this about the Jews killed Jesus and then cackle like a damn clown. This, folks, is Jew derangement syndrome. It is ancient. It is evil. It is dark. It is demonic. It is the same spirit that possessed King Herod. It is the same spirit that led Mary and Joseph to have to escape and have the birthplace of the Messiah be Bethlehem. It was that spirit right there. Y'all think I'm exaggerating? Watch this. What is the spirit that looked to stamp out the lineage of the seed? The lineage of the Messiah. David's lineage. Abraham's lineage. Chosen. To be the direct descendants of Yeshua the Messiah. Who was called to destroy that lineage completely, but the devil himself. You know why I got time today? Because I'm on spiritual time today. I got an interview in a little bit that I'm doing on, I believe the show is called Yoga of War. Shout out to them folks over there. But I got time. Even though I got that in about an hour, I got time. Because I'm on spiritual time in the day. And if it makes you uncomfortable and you shirk in your seat and you squirming, and good, you need to hear this. When we say it is a spiritual battle, we don't mean it hyperbolically. We're not saying it metaphorically or anything of that nature. No, when we say it, we mean exactly what we say. We say what we mean. It is spiritual. It is in the unseen realms that are realer than real, where our spirit dwells. You know, the thing that animates you beyond the body? I know you think that, you got here with a big old explosion and you're just here and things are just happening and whatever. There's nothing that caused it, nothing to see here, just happening, right? Yeah, no, there's some beyond that, There's some that exist as you, that is beyond the body in its physical sense. That's why when you're not here anymore, your body may still be, but you're not. Yeah, there's stuff happening in that realm right there. And this guy right here made it very clear that he himself had some experiences. I might do just a separate video at some point of that full story when Taliban Tucker is sitting there professing to the world how he was essentially attacked by demons. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, do you think it's so crazy for a man who has lost his mind in this sort of way? Now, again, if you just lost your mind, okay, that just little mental illness, little this, little that. Okay, cool. But the fact that there is this incessant fixation on the Jewish people. I never said that these were perfect people. I never said that we need to worship at the feet of any man, let alone Bibi Netanyahu, etc. But the reason they were chosen was not because somebody felt like it on that day. It's because the living God said so. And for you so-called Christians who claim to be Christians, but somehow your doctrine falls apart on that one, you might want to check yourself. You might still be at stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 even. And maybe we can still do something for you. But if you have allowed yourself to be so gone, all we can do is pray for you. And we must separate from you. We can love you from a distance because you have become the very thing that we are at odds, or scratch that, at war with. Spiritual. Played out in the physical. So, Matt Walsh, I hear you, brother. I hear you. We need to put our petty differences aside and kumbaya and come together. As conservatives, Republicans, Christians, etc. Okay. But do not forget, as I stated in a video just a couple of days ago, if not yesterday, do not forget that as you're rowing to your destination, and everybody on board, almost everybody is rowing along with you, if there is somebody poking holes in your boat, you will sink. Don't forget that. I know that. That's why I stay on 10 toes. I stay vigilant. Now, let's go ahead and bring this one back up. Not that one, but this one right here.
Never really talked about it before October 7th, but it was shoved on the front burner.
Exactly. It's like, I never want to fight about Israel, ever. I'm actually pretty moderate on the subject.
It is hard to listen to. I'll be honest. And it's getting harder and harder. My spirit is disturbed for real, but there is purpose and there's a necessity to this because so many folks are falling into this delusion.
Always like going there. I know a lot of Israelis always liked
you never
you know
really
what I mean?
talked about it before October 7th. You never really talked about it before October 7th, but it was shoved on the front burner.
Exactly. It's like, this is my country. I don't own.
He means Qatar or Saudi Arabia or something like that. Maybe Iran. I know he's not talking about America. This man does not give a damn about America. I'll let it play out. Don't worry.
Country, but I'm a shareholder in the country. I'm an American. And you can't use my country like some kind of disposable product. Like, you just can't. I mean, Bibi's running around. This is a fact. I'm not guessing about this because I talked to people he said it to. Is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country and telling people point blank, just stating it, I control the United States. I control Donald Trump. He's saying that. And again, I'm not guessing at all.
I'm totally not lying. Guys, please believe me. I am saying the truth. These words that are coming out of my mouth are not purchased by Qatar. This guy has stated that he is certain. Not it's an inference that he's heard. No, he said this is a fact. Okay, so we're living in the world of facts now. If your facts are anything like Cuckoo Candace, that's a hard time with the facts. When the facts are just point blank lies half the time. Or just half truths, right? We'll keep it bureaucratic here. We'll keep it bureaucratic. So BB is going around stating that he owns America to the people around him, and they told you. Who told you, Sir Taliban? Who told you? This is an assumption. I don't know. But my assumption is if anybody did tell you, besides the demons that came to visit you that one night and probably didn't leave, my assumption is that who told you was likely maybe your connections in Saudi, maybe the individuals who displayed your words proudly in Iran, Al Jazeera or Iranian news network. Maybe they told you that. It's not like they would have any vested interest in lying to you about anything, right? Or just feeding into the very thing that has possessed you. Of course not. It may not be, I don't know, God, the literal president of Iran, would it? Wouldn't it be that guy, the one you interviewed for 30 minutes? A little softball interview? No? Okay. Is it maybe Prime Minister of Qatar that you sat and had another softball interview? No? Okay. Maybe is it your buddy Kremlin? God, what's the guy's name? Vladimir Putin. Wouldn't happen to be Vladimir, would it? That you sat there and treat you like a I was gonna say like a dog, but he likes dogs far more than humans, obviously. Because he would just, he would sooner see human life come to absolute nothingness than to see a dog hurt. If that says anything about the guy's character. I can't really think of many other people who could have told you that would be official sources. Or maybe you just made it up. And that's why you have to say something as ridiculous as this right here. We have to start catching the in between the lines, and it's discernment. Ask God for discernment continuously, and be willing to see things. Don't overlook red flags just because you are worshiping somebody or something. Oftentimes gets in the way.
Donald Trump. He's saying that, and again, I'm not guessing at all.
I'm not guessing at all. All right.
That's a fact, and I dare them to say that's not true because it is true, and they know it's true. So
it's not true.
I'm an American. How do you think it makes me feel? Even if I didn't vote for Trump, which I did vote. I campaigned for Trump. But even if
he probably didn't vote for Trump. Now, where's my receipts on that one? There are text messages. Let me see if I can get these up. Let me see. As I told you, we got time today. We got time. Let me see. Tucker Carlson and Trump texts. We got some text messages. The literal definition of receipts. Let's see. Oh, yep. We were able to pull it up. Yes, this has been verified. You just make my job so much easier. Thank you. Internet. Okay. Tucker's text with unknown Fox employee. So this reads, I'm going to have to make it a little bigger on my side. Excusez-moi. So this reads, we are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. I want nothing more. It does feel very close. I imagine things will get nice starting around mid-February. So right after the inauguration of the carcass, Joe Carcass Biden to be specific. This is January 4th, 2021. I hate him passionately. I blew up at Peter Navarro today in frustration. I actually like Peter, but I can't handle much more of this. Okay. Can't stand our president, but somehow woke up one day. Maybe the demon also told him to vote for Trump, even though he hated Trump. And this is what I can't stand, because I look not just at your words, but who are you? How do you move? That's how I get to know who you really are. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong, and I've been wrong in many things in my life. But you're never going to catch me in a moment like this. I'll tell you that right now. Imagine standing next to a man like this, like a cackling queen. Some of y'all gonna think that's AI. Let me bring y'all the original pictures, because again, I don't want y'all to even speculate. We have no more time for speculation. Real people are falling into this deep, dark delusion here. So let me see. Is this okay? Bear with me, folks. I'm having to do some real life maneuvers in real time. So, all right. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Wish we had a little theme music in the in-between, right? Okay. Look at this. This is the original picture here. No enhancements or whatever. So imagine sitting next to a man that you hate and cackling away like a damn hen. I'm not talking about negotiating like our president has to do on a regular, but he can't hide how he feels about you. And he's probably going to let you know right there in front of you, even if he's trying to negotiate a favorable deal for the American people. Look at this guy. Yeah, that's a guy to trust right there, huh? That's a guy to trust. The one whose back you turn on time and time again when it is convenient. The one you lied upon. He's setting us into World War III. He's going back on his campaign promises when he told us that if Iran becomes more of a problem, which it did and always was, the old death to America thing and the old assassination attempts on him. Yeah. It turns out that that's not exactly the best way to get on DJT's good side. So let's see what else we got.
Even if it was Joe Biden, I'm an American. You can't treat, it's too humiliating. I can't handle that. And I shouldn't have to put up with that. Yeah. This is a country of 9 million people. I'm not even attacking the country. I'm attacking my leaders who are allowing my nation of 350 million people to be forced into doing things that are bad for me and my children because of some other country. Like that is.
Now here. I said from this point on forward, I'm going to debunk the statements themselves. So tell me, Katucker, what has America been forced to do at the hands of Israel? Show me proof without conspiracy theory. Show me proof. I'll use a different word because some may, you're using that word and it's belittling. Okay. Show me proof without I said so, because that's your proof so far. They're dragging us into this. You said they were dragging us into Iran when in 2016 to 2018, our president was speaking boldly about Iran and how he would bomb out of them if necessary. Like it, love it, hate it, leave it alone. That's how he felt from the start. Now, I believe that many of these folks are pissed off that Trump won't hate the Jews with them. He won't join them in this Jew hatred. He won't be their little schmatzy man. He won't. That he is a friend of Israel and the Jewish people. That part right there irks them because they can't. These little neo-schmatzy collectives that they've galvanized as their core fan base, especially like with Candace. Those people hate the Jew more than they love or like Trump. That's a fact of life. These are neo-schmatzis, the Groypers of the world, etc. Their disdain and their scapegoating of the Jewish people is greater than their like or love of Trump. That's why you see Nick Fuentes existing in this weird space where he seemed to be behind Trump, but really used the movement to usurp and create his own following, his America First following, right? So where have we been dragged into something? Because the last time you said that actively was Iran. And literally it was an overnight job done, finished, and nobody asked for any sort of favors. Israel has been handling its own. Oh, what about all the money we're sending for weapons? Yeah, it turns out that the money that is sent, they have to spend a majority of that money on America. That sounds like a business transaction. Interesting. That sounds like a business deal, like much of the business that we have done with them. Now, maybe when we point to, I don't know, Egypt or some of the other nations on that list of the top receivers of our contributions, maybe we want to ask those questions when it comes to them. What are we getting in return? Because that's oftentimes these people's thing, right? What are we getting in return? What are we getting in return? What we get in return is allyship, which means business, which means technologies, medications, information that will save you and I from situations that Israelis go through on a weekly basis. I think that's a fair trade-off. Yeah, I think that's a fair trade-off. Now, again, they have seeped this message into your mind that these people are truly deceptive, they're wicked, etc. And again, it is a trope as old as time itself. It's played out. Karl Marx believes the same thing as the little mustache man. Try explaining that to one of these neo-schmazis, that they actually aligned with Karl Marx on this one. Karl Marx, the king of communism. These so-called America First, American nationalists are aligned with a communist. Imagine that. Blame the Jew, blame the Jew, blame the Jew. It's easy. It's tried, it's tested. It gets you audience. It gets you influence. It allows you to be aligned with the rest of the possessed, the rest of the lost, the rest of the hate-filled, the rest of the scapegoats. That's what it does for you. But what it also does is lead you down, I believe, the most dangerous pathway, that old wide road. You get off the straight and narrow, call yourself a Christian, and all of a sudden you find yourself in that wide road, where at the end of that road, you're going to hear these words here. I don't know you. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I don't know you. Those are going to be the word. Again, this might be coded language for the folks who know. If you know, you know. Everybody else may not be in the know on these last words I'm about to say to you. You follow these people down the road that they're going on, the words that you're going to hear at the end of your life. And they ain't going to look, your God is not going to ask you about Tucker, about Candace. Oh, yeah, you're right. They misled you. They misguided you. No, you're going to be asked about you. You, your hatred, your disdain, you. What did you do? Oh, God, you told me to hate them Jews, right? Where? Even the ones who crucified me, which, by the way, it turns out were the Romans. Yet nobody's pissed off at any, Italians or anything, right? Interesting. But even the Pharisees who commissioned that and the Jews who stood behind that, take away the fact that this was prophecy being fulfilled, so maybe even they were part of the grand plan. But anyway, even to them, his final words were what? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And yet, what do? You use this as a means to continue to filter your own hatred. Instead of taking personal accountability for your life, you use this easy scapegoat and you believe that you're going to escape this one. You won't. Repent. Turn from your ways. Candace, Tucker, Nick, the rest of y'all. To every single one of the individuals that you are influencing, you are responsible for, and the burden will be that much heavier upon you. And to those who are falling into this, who are allowing themselves to be misled, misguided down these dangerous byways and highways, I'm going to pray for you continuously, that you wake up and that you realize what's going on here. Again, we can joke and kiki all day long, but the severity of this is life and death in the truest context. You don't want that wide and narrow road, folks. You don't want that. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish death on anybody, let alone wish that on anybody. You think it's cute. You think it's funny. It's a ha-ha kiki moment. I'm just sharing memes. You got blood on your hands. You think Pontius Pilate didn't have sleepless nights? Why do you think that man literally had to? I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing to do with this. You think he had ever had that response reaction for somebody else? No, he knew who he was crucifying. He knew who he was persecuting. He could feel it. A man who thought himself to be of ultimate authority, he could feel it. And he said, The centurion by the cross, to feel the power. Come on, man. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there. Or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, yeah. Staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, yeah. I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind. I've been getting visions of the other kind. Yeah, I've been up for weeks. I'm in the count of blessings over count of sheep. I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me. I used to be the pleaser for the people. I ain't